Hello, today's date is March 1st, 2008, and I want to get right to the nitty-gritty here. I'll get my face in the camera here. I ran from 7:58 to 10:38 p.m. today. I had a 19-mile run today. It's a lot of running today, and I'm real sore, but my weight is down to 147.4, which I've lost a ton of weight. And I burned off, the total calorie burn was 2,265 calories. That's 2,265 calories, 19.1 miles, and I ran a total of 141 minutes. And I broke the run down into two parts because it really was easier for me to break it down rather than try to, let me straighten this freaking thing out here. It was easier for me to just kind of do it that way rather than go out there and try to do it any other way. But I just wanted to say that it was a good run, and want to keep up with those kind of runs because, this training is tough. And by the way, the breakdown of the run was I was supposed to run for 12 miles at a 7:36 pace, and then raise it to a 7:52 pace, or 6:52 per mile pace. And I wound up almost meeting that goal, but I had to run about 18 minutes at an 8-mile-an-hour pace, which is about a 7:30 pace. So I had to take a little bit of, maybe a minute and a half off that time, but I made it up by finishing the 19 exact miles. It worked out perfectly at 19, actually it was 19.1 miles. But like I said, it was a tough run, and I'm very proud of myself that I've made it this far in this running. I finished week 13. I go into week 14, so I got 7 more weeks to go in my training, and this training is very, very tough, and it's demanding, but it's also very good for me. And I was just thinking about this today, why I need to keep making running such an important part of my life. Because I don't want to be one of these people that 20 years from now tells everybody how back in my 30s or whatever I could run a marathon in so much time, and then I trained all this time to give it up. It's like Bill Rogers had a famous quote saying, it's not like, I have to look at the quote he had, but it was something to the effect that you spend your life training for a lifetime, not just training for one event. You spend your whole life training. You're never there, and you're always training, and it makes sense. I've heard people say you never want to stop learning. Well, in the field of sports, you never want to stop training. So, and learning from your training, and training from your, learning from your training too. So that's kind of that situation, and it's like I didn't even think I was going to be able to do 19.1 miles today. I thought, I just pushed it. It's like it's ungodly to think about how far of a run that is for somebody that doesn't run. Actually, it is hard to believe because a lot of people think, wow, 19 miles is like, from my mom's house to my sister's house, it's like 14 and a half miles. And that seems like a far ride on the highway. And yet I'm running like 4.5 miles more than that. So it's like unbelievable. So it's just like, it's a lot of work. And I've run already 4 marathons in my life, and in the last 2 years, I ran 3 last year. So I'm going to keep up with it, and again, as I said yesterday, I sold another ebook, but I've got a kind of an interesting idea what I was thinking about doing with this treadmill marathon thing. I think I'm going to start going to these conventions and bring in my treadmill and I'm going to market some other stuff because I want to get into weight loss training too. When you think about the fact that, weight loss is very simple. And by the way, positive mental thinking won't make you lose weight. Physically working your ass off will. And you could go into this whole running and exercise with a negative mental attitude. You're still gonna wind up smelling like a rose. I don't know, that movie The Secret said, I think something to the effect that the movie or the book said, it's not food that makes you fat, it's thinking about being fat that makes you fat. That's ridiculous. That is freaking ridiculous. I've never seen anything more ridiculous than that in my life. And I'm getting off on a kick with motivational thinking and stuff. You got to think positive, but you got to think positive toward goals that are achievable. Or I should put it more directly or more realistically, you got to shoot for goals that statistically the odds are in your favor. If I pick up the guitar for 2 hours a day and I practice, I could hate it or love it. Inevitably, I'm going to get better at it, and statistically the odds are in my favor. Whereas if I sit on my freaking lazy ass and don't do anything, I'm not going to do it. Positive thinking, don't get caught up into that bullshit of positive thinking, because it only works if the goal is achievable. If my ex-girlfriend, she had a kid that was way overweight, and I had thought about this. He probably would have never allowed me to get him into shape. But I thought about it. If I had forced him to run on the treadmill, he would have hated me for it, but he would have lost the weight. And I've heard other stories very similar to this. People didn't want to do something, but they did it and they had positive results. So I'm not going into my running with this positive mental attitude if I'm not going to bust my butt. I could think all I want to about doing a sub-3 marathon, but if I don't physically take the time to do the training, Christ, somebody could force me to do it against my will, and either way the results will be the same. But interesting enough. And so I'm looking at this picture of me running my run. But yeah, that's about it. And so I'm going to get out of here now. Today's date is March 1st, 2008. It's about quarter till 12 p.m. or a.m. So not much time left in the day. And I got to post these videos up. I'm a couple behind, but thanks for watching. Thank you.